Now continue what you said to me.
I told you about the other guy who worried a lot about this podcast being perfect and all of that, and thinking that everything needed to be perfect. And I told him to show up as himself. And we just roll with it.
But this is the thing we struggle many coaches with. It's like, is my hair okay? Is the lighting okay? Is it perfect? But you can see it like this: when you are in the Sahara and you are out of water and somebody there, and you walk there as a coach with a bottle of water, and you come to them, and hey, you notice there's somebody who needs water, is almost dying.
Yeah.
And then you say, wait, before I give you the water, first look at my hair, my dress, and the light. That's insane.
Yeah, true.
Maybe it's better to give the water first, because it's all an illusion.
I like that analogy. Yeah. Thanks. So that's because I remember the first 2 chats that we've had. You have those examples that are so, like, stories are the things that stick with people. And if you're capable of telling good stories, that like they don't need to make sense as long as the clue is
because it's left
insightful
and right brain. It's one part of the brain is thinking in stories, in colors, and that is what we remember easier. All the dry information. So coaches who are watching now, tell stories. Tell your thing in a story, because a story is more sticking.
I love that.
It's directly in the heart, because it's people can see it. Because I told you the story about in the Sahara with a bottle of water, and you see it. You see somebody there.
I think that's powerful. I like that.
It's the same as we say we are on a boat. We are on a boat, and we want to save somebody in the water.
Yeah.
And before we want to throw the saving of the life vest, we think, when this guy is looking at me, first I want to look perfect.
Yeah. It's
insane. It's insanity. Coaching is life-saving work. We save lives. It doesn't matter that I have what I'm wearing. Yeah, it's an illusion. It's the same with people. First, I wanna have the perfect website. I wanna look at my writings on the text on the website. First, I have my business cards, and it's all bullshit. It's all procrastination. Start, do the work, and in this game, in this roller coaster, you can have a website and you can do it. But it's all 5th, 6th, 70th place. It's absolutely not important. It's procrastination.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I said to the guy as well. Like, if I'm going to worry about all of that, I might as well start this podcast in 2025, because I might not even then, maybe. So
I think people don't do it. Procrastination is something that maybe after they're dead, they died, and they think in heaven, I should.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But then you have to wait. It's always now. It's always do it now. Start. I want to write a book. Okay. Write every day before breakfast 1 page.
Yeah.
And write the page, and every day. Continue. Do it.
Yeah.
And most people are thinking, one time I'm going to write a book. This it is changing one day in day one. You can say, is it one day? One day I'm going to write a book, or today is day one.
Yeah. But how do you change that perception in someone? Because it's easy to tell them this, but for somebody to actually realize this and be like, oh, yes, Bert, thank you so much for that advice. I'm going to do something with it. How do you make it stick?
Coaching, in my coaching, I do many times, I do it in the coaching. So then I say to people, okay, let's take a piece of paper or open your other laptop, and let's start now with the first 10 sentences. And then they say, now? What do you mean with now? Yeah, I mean now, not tomorrow, because tomorrow was 10 years ago, also tomorrow. Procrastination is we're going to start now. Because I push them in the coaching.
Okay, that's interesting. How long are your sessions?
Coaching.
Yeah, I agree with that. Though on the other hand, just having the accountability and the person knowing that they're going to talk to you again sort of triggers something in them. But I like that you just...
Most of the time, I have an example with a gentleman who have another relationship with somebody, but his wife didn't know, his ex-wife didn't know, and his children know, 2 daughters. Dus he met the lady, and he didn't talk about it with his ex-wife, but he talked about it with his 2 daughters. And he procrastinates telling his ex-wife because he knows his ex-wife is going to explode. It's the reason he has a divorce. So, but it's very difficult for the daughters because they talk to their mother, they know the secret. He is giving them some pressure. So we talked about it. And I said to the gentleman, let's score now. And he said, what? Now? No. Tomorrow. I say, tell me one good reason why tomorrow. Now, then the brain is thinking in escapings. So maybe she has some wine. Maybe this is not. It's procrastination. It's procrastination. It's because it's for him life-saving because it's this is a system of I want to save my life. It's like a really survival modus. And the point is that when we can push people in action, dus we can bring them to the cliff, and then I don't want to jump. I'm afraid. I don't want to jump. I'm afraid. The only thing we as coaches have to do is to push them, and then they fly.
I like that because it would also make sense, or I think it's the way I used to think, that as a coach, you're not actually the one pushing them because they're going to do it themselves. You're the one who motivates them enough so that they're going to jump. But what you say is you just go, and then they'll feel ready.
And I use most of the time the what if. Just I don't because I cannot really push. It is like, what if I'm gonna push you a little bit? What if we're gonna call her now? This is like talking in options because we want to let them have the idea they're in control. But we know procrastination is something. Procrastinate. The only thing with procrastination is procrastinate the procrastination. So this gentleman, he really, I say, okay. But then I'm very direct coach. Because I'm absolutely not busy with keeping the client.
Exactly.
Like holding back, because that's not helping. That's the reason I always get paid before.
I mean, it's smart.
So then I can say, because most of the time I work 1 year with people, but sometimes 6 months, and most of the clients longer. But then I can say, okay, what can I be a little bit direct? And then they say yes, and then I say, John, stop the fucking bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Take the phone. What if we take the phone now? Okay, but then I must be a little bit creative. I want to create it because then okay. We stop Zoom, you call her, and then I practice with him in a role-playing game. I practice with him this conversation. So I say, okay, John, you are Susie, I am John. Okay? And then I say, and camera rolling, light is on, and because most of the people, they are talking then in a role of, okay, then I'm going to say, no. I say, no. This is the film, the movie set. So, and action. Hey, John, this is Susie.
Hey, Susie.
Hi. Hey, do you have 5 minutes? I am John, you are Susie.
Okay,
do you have 5 minutes?
Yeah, I do. I think I do.
Perfect. It's not easy for me. I met somebody else.
Okay.
You can say that to me.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's not easy, but I met somebody else.
What? That's a long lady with thick boobies, eh? You can say that to me? This is real. What I say now is real story.
Okay, so I'm Susie now again?
Yeah.
What? So this must be that fat lady with the big boobs?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
And then there was a little explosion, and we practiced to tell the truth. It was not easy for her, but it's honest to tell it quick. These kinds of things are hard, and how quick we do it, because there was no other choice. He has to tell it. It's crazy that his daughters tell it to him. It's crazy. So what he did, so what I say is, I hang up, you do it, and I call you back. So I push out the Zoom. I go to watch 10 minutes Netflix with my wife, drinking coffee. I came back, and I know some people say, no contact, blah, but he called her 2 times, and the 3rd time, she was there. And he explained me what he did. Sorry, I told you. And I asked him, what do you feel now? Really powerful. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Albert. I say, no, don't thank you. You did it. Yeah. You did it. It was already in you. I like treasure hunting. We keep it, and you did it. And he felt so powerful. That's coaching. That's where they pay me for.
Yeah, I love that. That is powerful.
Super powerful. And because people who procrastinate can never do that by themselves. Yeah. They need somebody who really push. It's like bring somebody to the swimming pool, and then little blow, little touch.
Yeah.
We cannot push them from.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's a little bit. What if we don't do it? But what if?
Yeah. A little bit. It's still from that safe spot where someone feels like they're in control. Yeah, I like that.
But imagine that John called his daughters, and I told her, powerful dad. Yeah. And also his ex, also in subconscious, she feels he's powerful. Yeah. Because he stays easy, he's easy, calm. Yes, it's a blonde lady with big boobs. It's funny because that was her image, and it is how it is. It's the reality.
Yeah. I like that.
Coaching. I love that.
You said in the beginning that it saves lives. Is this what you mean with it, or were you actually like for real when you said it actually saves lives? As in, have you ever prevented someone from?
Many times. One call before saved somebody.
Wow.
The call before this call.
But I always thought that then you get too much into therapy or things like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit therapy. Sometimes. So the word coaching is also for many people a word of another coach. Always throwing up.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was on a party. You saw the picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I don't know these people. These were new people. What is your profession?
Yeah.
I don't tell them I'm a coach because they have some.
Yeah, everyone has an image of. Yeah.
I talk to people. I say always. Oh, okay. But you are a doctor? Yes, something like that.
So you sort of let people assume it themselves and fill in the story?
Yeah. And then I give always an example. I say, what I do is a little bit difficult to explain. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I talked to somebody, and then I talk about the example. Or sometimes, when with real macho man, then I describe him. I help people and then I describe him.
Yeah.
And then I say, and I create the same feeling what people feel from the outside. We create it also from the inside. I said, it's so funny.
Okay, but then people are going to try and label it, right? They're going to be like, okay, so what are you actually?
Yeah, I say that's yeah. You can call me a doctor. Superman. You can call me somebody who talks to people. I have a very wide niche. I always talk about that. Well, what's your niche? I say, people with a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that in one of the.
And then what? That's
you actually work with everyone.
Yeah, that's very wide. because many coaches, they get in programs and people teach them, find a niche.
Yeah.
But it's insane, because metaphorical, I coach only rodeo clowns. Then I'm on an airport and I talk to somebody, and we have the contact and the connection. And what if we continue this talk in a real session from 90 minutes? It's free. I give it as a present for you. And we continue this talk. Wonderful. But wait, are you rodeo clown? No. Oh, I cannot help.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This is the thing. This is insane, because if we have a niche in this profession, many people are not. We are not able to help people who because it's the connection, it's the click. It doesn't matter what is somebody doing. It's the same question. What's your background? Yeah, I told you before. I always say palm trees. And then the gentleman said, "This is not what I mean, Albert." I say, I know exactly. But then I say, this is beautiful to do as a coach. What do you want? What's more important for you? My background, or if I can help you?
Yeah, but don't you feel like you're then very superficial to these people? Or like, if you treat all of these things like sort of like a joke, you take it very lightly. When is the moment that you actually get deep with people? Like, do you share about your mistakes or your struggles as well, or do you all leave that?
Yeah,
where does that come into play? Like during the call, or also before, or when do you?
It depends. It depends where the conversation is going through. It's not about me. It's when I can give a real example that somebody say to me in a deeper conversation. It's like keep it very light and go very deep. Because we stop the bullshit. People say, I want to know you. I say, yeah, I don't want to know you. I want to help you. I want to find out if I can help you. Can you help me? How the hell I must know? Let's first talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And in a conversation, I can see is there connection, and maybe I can help you, maybe not. And I cannot help everybody. Some people are not coachable.
Yeah.
Some people think the coach have to push the red button. Don't do anything. That's insane. I say you have to do the homework. Always give homework. People like homework. They pay you for doing the homework. Remember that.
Yeah, that's great. That's funny and how simple you can make it, but it's true.
It is all simple. Whole life is so simple. The human being has the ability to make every simple thing very difficult.
Perfect. Love it.
The only thing we have to do is stop making it difficult. Stop overthinking. Coaching is more unlearning than learning.
Yeah. That's true.
But some people say to me, and they say, yeah, but that is very easy. I say, yes. And then they say, this is a very clear mind you have. Yeah, but blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, you're right. Some people ask me questions, and I say, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you are the coach, but I don't know. Let's find out together. I don't really know. Sometimes I don't really know. Then why I should find something to like, oh, I want to look perfect. That's insane. Be totally authentic. And without any judgment and free, neutral. Because if we have a judgment, if somebody say to me, yesterday, Albert, I killed 5 people. I'm going to say, okay, John, tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
I have no judgments, because what's my judgment?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that. It's a safe place. It's very lonely sometimes, because if I leave this room, it's gone, because it's gone. I cannot talk about it with anybody.
Yeah.
Very safe. We had to create a safe environment for people that they really feel this is so incredible safe. I can tell everything.
I love that. I would agree with that. I'm sorry. Do you hear the alarm as well, or you don't hear it?
Yeah, what's that? Your car?
Yeah, no. It's the thing that we have each Monday at the beginning of the month at 12 o'clock, I think, and then they do this. So my apologies for that. But
it's walking.
Again, it's real.
Apologize.
Yeah,
Apologize.
it's real.
Nice. I thought sound effects.
I'll throw some in. We're 15 minutes in, so no, but that is one of the things that I liked about you when talking to you, how real and direct and just yourself you are. The first thing that triggered inside me was like, where does he get the balls from to do that? To just show up as himself and just tell people not really how it is, but just tell what he feels and things, and just to be real. I don't know. I thought that was so interesting. So thanks for showing that.
Yeah, you get it. That's I thank you for getting it.
Where did you get the balls from to coach like this? Because you have to be willing to lose the client to keep them in a way.
I learned that from my own teachers. I learned that from a lady. It's she teaches me things about meditation, and she teach me a long time ago, Albert, because my background is sales. I have many companies really with sales, hard selling. So in the beginning, also in this coaching profession, in the beginning, I pushed, and I felt not good about it. And then she teach me, no, Albert, this is something totally different. The best thing to do is not hooking. She called it, do it the golden hook. She say, there's something for you to get with a little golden hook for you. Stop it. Dus she teach me to already let the client go before the first talk.
Do you have an example? Do you have a story
that somebody say, this is something with renewal, when people want to renew. If people want to say, I want to talk again 1 year. That of 3 months, and many coaches are thinking, there's no one last session. What do I have to do? Please, I need money, please continue. And that kind of hooking, it's always for me the best to say, next week we have our last session. Let's make a credible one.
Yeah.
And then we find out if they want to continue talking or stop. They're gonna communicate that with you. Yeah. Some people say, what, the last one? I want to continue. Okay. Some people say, yes, it's the last one. That's making it a wonderful one. Okay.
Yeah. And so you start with just giving sessions for free.
Yeah, always. Yeah, it's the only way, in my opinion, the only way, because then we can also choose if it's more for me, but they don't know. It's more like, do I want to work with you?
Yeah. Because
if there's no real click and chemistry, and it's too hard work, it's not gonna work, because it's too hard work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You have not a referral. You have not like something like how say it in English? A good referral.
Review.
Yeah, review.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's no review, because people think it's not a good coach.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not me or him. It's not. Sometimes there is no chemistry.
Yeah.
So in the first, this is what I always do. I create clients. Creating clients is the easiest thing there is, because there are 8 billion people on this planet. So, and I teach you, we have no niche. So everybody is a possibility. So if I am on an airplane, I'm always talking to people, because in my belief, we are on a planet with 8 billion people, and we are more connected with each other than we think, because maybe the Earth, this big stone in between the moon and the sun, is here for 20 billion years, and we are here now with 8 billion people together on the same party. in around 100 years. It's so short. It's a coincidence. It's like one big family, like a group of friends. So there is much more connection than we think. It's not that we are here for 20 billion years. It's in the 20 billion year. There is a time frame, like a fingertip, 10 of 80, 90 years. We are here together. And then people walk around the street and they ignore each other. Yeah. In my belief, it's insane.
It's like a classroom and we're all here.
That's it.
Round. I love that.
Yeah, so if we break through that, you can find out it's real. So if I'm on an airport, always make connection. It's always like, so you're gonna fly too? How was your week? To break the ice.
Yeah.
And then people
how do you start a conversation? You actually just start being like, hey, as if you know that person, or
no? Yeah, it's always in the first. The point is that how quickly you do that, how easier. So if you wait 5 minutes, it's gonna be harder and harder.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, before you sit down, you can say, so we are in the same row. We're flying back to Holland. I hope it's a nice flight. Something like that. And then you can see what I always do in an airplane is this is something funny. I always say to the people, hello. I say, hello, hi. I'm Albert, and you are in the lucky row. And they say, what? This is the lucky row, row 8. Lucky row? Yeah, because all the food and drinks you're gonna get in this flight, I pay.
You always do that?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's creating abundance. Abundance is, people think that abundance is waiting to somebody give you something. I want abundance. No, it's the opposite. Abundance is to give in a way that you cannot expect something back because you don't know these people.
Yeah. Oh, that's powerful. I might implement that too. I think because it's a good conversation starter.
It's perfect for the conversations because I got many clients from flight rows.
That is funny. That is a good investment.
But that's not the reason.
No, I know what you mean.
No. The point is because in life it's a game. This is the game we play. Also the business game. I have other companies, and that's a game. It's like business is a game. So, but the universe is not seeing money. You know what I mean? When somebody is working in the garden for his profession, and he is in his weekends free, he's free. Then he's gonna work in the garden. Yeah, the universe is seeing somebody who's working in the garden.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this the whole illusion of getting paid is the earth illusion. It's always, what is your daily thing to do? I have an incredible job. I am the blah 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 blah. And then I always say, okay, but what's the thing? Yeah, it's sitting 9 hours behind the computer. Yeah. Okay, that sounds a little bit more boring.
What they do in the weekend is watch TV and all those things, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah,
the impact you're making is different, but
so if we give something to people, then we push money in a circuit. It's like and it is also funny that you always can say to the people, the person you're gonna pay to, when you pay money. I learned that from a Japanese coach. He say, Albert, always when you pay somebody, or you make a transition to by the computer.
Yeah.
Always before you pay, before you send, you say, "Have a good trip, guys," and be open to come back, and then you're welcome with your friends.
Bring all your friends. Yeah. How did you get into contact with a Japanese coach? How did that happen?
The earth is so small. I mean, people talk. So I got many clients in other countries. And I started in the Netherlands. So, but when somebody say to somebody, because what I do, look, it's not like I need clients, and I need. If you are a coach, I have the look that I don't really need clients. I have other things. So if you are a beginning coach and you have to earn the coaching money to live, that's not really comfortable. I can recommend you to have another job where you can eat from. So the coaching work is not really necessary because needy is creepy.
Yeah.
If people feel he needed money, they feel it. People feel it. So in the moment, I talk with a client, and this client talk about his colleague. Then sometimes I say, okay, is this colleague open for coaching? I don't know. What you can do, you can give him a free session with me for 90 minutes.
Okay. They do that?
Of course, because it's also helping this client. Because if there's a problem with a colleague, it's for me perfect to see the other part of the game.
So you always say colleague, never friend or family member?
No, it depends. It depends. Sometimes maybe somebody.
Okay, so if they have a problem,
or with a mother, or with a spouse. If somebody has a real problem with his spouse, I can say, okay, what if we do our next session not 1-to-1, but 1-to-2?
Yeah.
Oh, then she is there, or I can say, I want to give your husband or your wife or your ex also a section. Because out of these conversations, I have many clients that also the spouse want to work with me. But it's not that I want to sell them something. The only thing I do is I demonstrate what it is to talk to somebody who have no judgment, can really listen. They love it. And they say, how can I work with you? Okay, I explain.
Yeah. I like that. The non-attachment you have to.
No, and but it's also, I give many free talks. I have a full agenda now, but I stay giving free talks.
Yeah.
Because when you are full, then most coaches are thinking, oh, now my calendar is full, now I can rest.
Yeah.
But if you do that, then you have after 1 year empty calendar.
Yeah.
So it's always creating. You can create new clients, but not, especially for you, it's also perfect for them. Because when sometimes I offer a second or third free session. And then after the second or third session, I say, was it helpful for you? Yes. Okay. Wonderful life. Can you do it on your own now, or do you want to continue our talk? I never say, do you want to start with me?
Yeah.
It's too big. Do you want to continue these talks? Because people like to continue. People don't like to start.
That is true.
Yeah, I want to continue. Okay. Is it okay that I explain you how that works? Yes. Okay. And then I say what the price is. And then they fall down, or they fall from the chair. And then I say, always, it's very important for coaches that if you communicate your fees, I recommend ask high fees, because how higher the fee, how more benefits people have, because it's how higher the fee, how more serious they take this game.
Yeah.
High fee, say to people, you cannot reschedule. Our work is life work, life-saving work. So if we put on the dates, there is no rescheduling possible. And if you don't agree, I cannot work with you.
It's so hard. You make it so hard, but therefore it sticks. It is serious.
If people do that, it's commitment. Most
Yeah.
coaches I coach, and somebody say, I cannot go next Wednesday because the children, and then the coach is very afraid to lose the clients. No problem, no problem. Tell me any date and I'm there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's completely insanity because it's pleasing the
Yeah.
clients. No, you say you cannot reschedule. This is not a fucking cookie club.
Yeah.
This is life-saving work, like an open heart surgery.
Yeah.
And then you can say things like, if you get 50 million to be on the session, $50 million, are you there then? Yeah, then I'm there, because then I give the children to my
Yeah.
grandmom. Okay, do that then.
I like that.
So you can also always say something like, okay, what? And some people are not really busy with money. Then you can say, okay, you want to lose 30 kilograms? Okay. Yeah, you do it struggling for 20 years. Huh? Yeah. What if you die? If you don't lose the 30 kilogram in a year? What if you die? What then? And then I want to hear from them the scenario. And then I write it down on a board, on a whiteboard. Yeah, then I go first to Google to find then they're in the creation mode, because then it's the want to.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that.
This is coaching it's people think it's not possible, but it's possible, but they are not on the level that they really want to. They are on the level how to, but that's bullshit. They are not on the level they really want to. And if people don't want to, I cannot help them. So as a coach, I have to begin to work with the want to. And most coaches, they don't do that. They start with the how to.
Are you guilty of that as well? Do you still have things that you want to?
For myself?
Yeah.
In the moment, not, but in the past, many. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a human being. But I had so many coaches, so I learned that from my coaches.
Yeah.
So I when I want something and I make an appointment with myself, I learned that when I don't do that, then most people think I want to go to the sports school, to the gym, and but the only one who knows that is me, and I don't want to go. I don't do it, and then it's like, but it's only me. No, nobody knows this, but that's the worst, because it's the opposite. If you say it loud in the world and you say, I'm gonna go to the gym, and you don't go. But if you have an appointment with yourself, it's failure to commit is the high cost of low living. And most people fail to commit.
So you learn to commit to yourself?
Yeah. That's the highest thing. Higher than make disappointments by other people. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
If you make an agreement, do it. Or don't make the agreement. Just agree what you can do, and only it's powerful. And most people that also coaching are on the level of, I'm gonna do that, and they don't do it. Do you come to my party? Yeah, I come. And then they don't go. And then they feel guilty because I didn't say I don't come. It's all draining energy.
Yeah.
Just before you promise something, think and practice to say always no in the beginning. Do you come to my party? No, don't count on me.
Yeah, but it's...
but it's so nice that you come. Yeah, but don't count on me. If it's changed, I call you. Very powerful.
Yeah, I like that. To get back to the thing that you said in the plane, and to create clients like that, because you first of all have to start conversations with people. But if this might be right here, but I tend to I'm still in the process of learning to not think of that as difficult, because there's still that little bit. I'm not sure if it's the one that, I mean, you're famous for, the one of I'm too afraid of what other people think of me, or yeah, I don't know. It's probably that one. How do you get to a point where it's just natural and you literally can just start conversation with people? Because there's many people who might hide behind, the fact that they're introverted, and that's not me. I don't usually start conversations like that. I think I used to be like that, and I'm still learning to get better in it. Do you have tips? Do you have things that you learn to make it easier to just start talking to people?
Of course, it's practicing. You practice not enough with this.
I don't know. But I mean, when I'm in a bar or something like that, it's very easy.
Yeah.
But just randomly on the street, no, you're right. I don't practice enough for that on just randomly.
You don't practice enough in that areas. The
Yeah.
only thing you have to do is practice it 100 times. Just go out of your comfort zone 100 times. Just really 100 times, like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh,
Yeah.
this is so, oh man, everything in the universe is holding me back. And then it's the same as jumping from the high, how you say that?
Yeah, like the rock thing, or
the
bungee
high
jumping thing.
rock. That you look at the rock and you think, oh man, I'm never gonna jump.
Yeah.
And from down it looks so low.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you jump, you feel like, oh yeah, I did it.
Gotta do that again.
It is like I don't want to, I hate it, and still I'm gonna do it.
Mm. I think that's powerful. I like that.
Just it is really sometimes hitting yourself in the face. That there are some people you want to go, or in the situation something is holding back. You do, bam, stop the bullshit and go, and then you go, and then you say something like, "Hi, how are you? I'm looking for problems. I have so many solutions, but I have no problems enough. Do you have a problem right now?"
That's legit. If I go and visualize that in my head right now, to just walk up to someone like that, I find that scary. I honestly, right now, I get into panic mode. No, but you could do that. I should be where I should be.
Yeah.
I feel myself that if I can start a conversation like that, that is ultimate confidence.
Yeah. You can, the only thing to do is experiment with it. You don't die. If you do that, you survive 100%. But your system thinks you die.
Yeah.
This is DNA. This is really, this is evolution. It's like a system who's gonna hold you back, because if I do that, I'm gonna die. It really felt a few seconds like I don't gonna survive this.
Yeah.
And we have to practice these kind of things. And what you can do is to have the thing of fear, just the thing of I'm so afraid part. You pick it up and it's going with you. You go together.
You move with the fear. So trying to.
Yeah, the fear, you don't have to. You don't have to disconnect the fear. And I go with it. You can say, I put the fear in my backpack, I put it on my back, and we go together.
Nice. Do you remember your first time that you started a conversation with someone randomly and got a coaching client out of it?
Yeah, but I have the luck that I practice so many, because from my early days, I work on markets.
Okay.
So it was for me, so I practiced as a child to make contact with people very easy. So I practice, but this is something that everybody can do. It's practicing. Yeah. Somebody who can is in the top sport, Picasso, Van Gogh. These are always born as amateur. These were all amateurs. Picasso was not born as professional. He practiced so many, and most of his paintings were not nice.
Yeah.
It's 100 times failure, and then number 101, It's a good one. But now only people see that one because all his sketches and all his maybe he throw it away. It's practicing. And most people on this planet, they practice things 4 or 5 times and they think I cannot do it, man.
Yeah.
They practice not enough. Practice 100 times, 1,000 times. If Byron Katie says, if you ask 1,000 people, you get what you want, but only always.
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
I sometimes am guilty of that too. Still, like knowing or thinking that I've gotten everything out of it that I
you're
do,
still in the beginning.
Exactly.
You by 20 and you have 980. That's the fun part. Huh? The fun part is you are in the fun part. The fun part is being in the game. What people think is, if I have a full calendar and I have enough money to live an incredible life, then I've got it. That's illusion. It's when you got to that point, when you really got to that point, it's boring. The fun is a little step before. Look at things you have now and you don't had it a year ago, 5 days ago. You know, we're getting used to it.
Yeah.
All the things we have, there was a moment we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And there was more fun than now. 100%. They're almost getting, that's the fun part.
I'm trying to think of an example where that's not true, but
maybe car license, maybe this mic, maybe a new, maybe some dinner you want to go. You know, the point before, that's the exciting point, really.
Yeah. I have made the point several times that I feel like, I'm not sure if you can label it as happiness, but I think most people are more happy when they're striving towards being happy than actually when you're happy. And happy might not be the example, but striving towards something is more powerful than actually having it. So I guess I would agree with you on that. I think that's interesting.
That's super interesting. So also one of my coaches, you know him, Steve Chandler, he said to me, I want this. And they say, I wish you don't get it.
I didn't know you were coached by Steve Chandler, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the fun is in the time before.
Yeah. When you're still in the process and thinking that's super important.
Yeah. It's really, and it's for me, it's clear.
What's the biggest lesson he's taught you, Steve Chandler?
The biggest lesson of Steve Chandler is
for you in person.
Yeah.
No.
For me, he learned me about accept the reality. That we can really accept the reality how it is. So that most of the suffering is above or under the reality. It's out of the reality. It's forward or backwards. Because the reality is my mother never called me. And the pain is not in my mother never called me, but the pain is in she should call me.
Yeah.
That's the pain.
Yeah.
The suffering is in the point out of the reality.
Yeah.
Always. So if we suffer, only thing we have to do is to breathe and put it back in a sentence of the reality. And then the suffering is many times gone, but 100% lower. Less.
Yeah. I like that. I love what intrigues me so much about coaching is how much you're playing with someone else's reality.
Yeah.
Like to just realize that what you're thinking right now is just you who's thinking that. It's not the truth. It's not even true for me. But there's a point where your truth is going to get you stuck in life. And if there's just someone who can open that truth and show to you that doesn't have to be the truth, then you just open the way for someone to live an amazing life. And I find that very powerful.
It's okay. Almost everybody on this planet lives beautiful, wonderful lives. But most of the people don't see it. All the things you want, you already have.
Yeah.
But if we cannot see it, we believe we need more. But we have exactly what we need right now.
Yeah.
How wonderful is that? So we need nothing more at the moment right now, because this is it. And I don't say that we don't can get more, or we want to be successful. It's okay. It's okay to dream, to strive. But for now, in this moment, it's 1000% totally perfect.
And then how do you find the balance towards healthy striving, towards having something that you feel like you don't have it now, yet being very content and happy with what you have right now? How do you find the balance in that? How do you do that?
Now the point is that if you are not grateful right now, then if you get that what you don't have right now, the conditions are changing, then you have the same energy and you're not happy right then. It's you want more, you want also more. Epicurus, this Greek god, he told us that for people where it's enough, not enough, there is not enough.
I didn't know that one. I like that one.
Great, that's Epicurus. It's I think this guy lived 300-400 years before Christ. All the things I learned and I told to people, this is not new, it's all old laws of nature. The Greek gods know it already. In the moment language was there, they can write it down. But everything is very simple. If we put it back, you can say, okay, maybe the simple thing is to don't resist right now. It's a river. What can we do when we really feel, maybe it's easier to jump in the river and go with the flow instead of swimming to the stream and get tired, and maybe that's not really smart. That's what most people do. Everybody get all the day signals, and they're swimming in this river. I'm exhausted. Tired, and I never get to the point. And if you get in the point of, okay, I'm just jumping in the river and easy, and you come always in the point, your destiny.
What was the moment that you realized that this was your destiny? Was that for you as well, when you just let go of swimming against the stream and just let life take you wherever, and it brought you to coaching?
This is something this is a natural thing for me. It's when I was young, but I had the luck that my parents never were against that what I want to do. I was young and I don't want to go to school. I say school is boring, and I had nothing with this kind of system of people who are going to tell you what to do. I didn't believe in that. And I had parents who say, okay, then find a job or do something. You cannot stay home. Or you go to school, or you're going to do something, something to do in the day. Okay. And then I find out that markets work, and and in the moment I didn't love that anymore. I changed. I never changed because there was no money. I always changed in the moment. I thought, now it's gonna be boring and it's not excited anymore. Now I'm gonna change to something else. It's exactly the same as children in the playground. If a child from 3 years old is playing on a slide, and this child thinks, I go to trampoline. This child is never thinking, wait, is this smart? Maybe I can talk about it with some people. Is this smart? Is this, children, there is no thinking point. They really, take action on intuition. A child is doing things, and if a child is walking to the trampoline and there's a grasshopper in the grass, sitting down, look at grasshopper. And most of the people are forgotten that. So I believe when you're driving in your car, and there's a air balloon. What you can do is, if you like it, put the car at the side, go out of the car, sit down on your thing, and look at the air balloon, because this is life.
Yeah.
Look to the world through the eyes of a child from 3. That's it. But people have forgotten it. People really believe. It's really the most fun is that if you go in a meeting and do your jacket reversal, how you say that? In upside down, or you say
Oh, in reverse? Yeah.
yeah, in the reverse, that people say, what's happening? No. Little things because it's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Because many people live a so fucking boring life. There's absolutely no color. There is no fun. It's all serious and all. Oh yeah, but don't it? The light is gone. It's like black, white, gray. I love areas of sprinkling and to walk somewhere and say to some stranger, maybe this is strange, but your smile, I love it, and it makes my day. And then I wait a few seconds, and if somebody's laughing, I say, can I give you a hug? Because we are citizens of the planet. I give a hug, and then conversation will come.
Yeah.
And this other person thinks the world is not bad. There is some light. But if nobody do this, and all overthinking, blah, 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 we don't survive. Over 100 years, everybody on this planet is gone, replaced with somebody else, and the game will start again.
That's true. I love that. I love how your philosophy mostly is based on giving.
100%.
I love that.
Giving and receiving. And most people are on the level of getting. And if you replace getting in receiving, the magic is coming.
I like that. What you said before about looking at the world through the eyes of a kid of 3 reminded me of when I was in Cambodia and I was sitting on this boat and we were going to cross islands, and it was a speedboat and we were there with I think 20 other people, and this boat went so fast, but like on the waves, and we were crashing on all the waves, and all these people next to me, they were scared. There were people puking, and like it was awful. People were like going crazy. And next to me was sitting this kid of 3 who was having the time of his life.
Yeah.
And I was like, it gave me such a good view of like people puking, people being scared, like holding onto the rail, being like, oh, is this okay? And then the kid just having fun. And I realized like, I'm going to be like this kid right now. I'm not going to be like all those people. Yeah. And that was the moment that clicked for me too. Like, children see the world in such a beautiful way. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. It's the more fun part. It's really, we survive. We don't die. And most of the people like it. Of course, when I say to somebody who is talking about, when we are in the best coaches, they always get clients from conversations.
Yeah.
So there's a conversation, and we go in the conversation, we're going to look for problems, for things we can help them with, but not from a salesy point. Yeah. It's really helping. And and then shift it to a conversation from 90 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, what you want. So the point is, don't coach them in the moment, right there, because then it's disappear in the air. It's like,
you don't give a little taste.
The best, it's difficult. This is so difficult. If we can say, what if we're gonna continue this thing in a coaching conversation, and I gonna look if I am able enough to help you. We have to find out. I don't know. Are you open for that? Or do you say, no, I don't want that? And it's also fine.
Saves you a lot of time if you do it like that.
Yeah, and then people say, yes, I want that. Then always, this is a very important thing, always ask their email.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to give your email, they're never going to reply you. It's too scary. The bump is too high. Because 4 or 5 days later, people think, this guy wants money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only thing is to get then the email, create it in the enthusiasm. So don't wait too long. Many coaches think, strategy, 5 days. Same day. We have to be quick on the point. We want to take it in the enthusiasm, because it's like people when you go to a concert of the Rolling Stones. Wonderful concert, Jesus Christ, Mick Jagger, wonderful. Then 6 months later, somebody asks you, how was the concert of the Rolling Stones? Yeah, it was nice. 5 years later, Rolling Stones. Yeah. Is it something I visit?
I've been there once, but
yeah, you know what I mean? So also with this kind of things, create quick. So same evening, I have a busy calendar, give them 3 options. We can continue talking. Never say starting. It's too many afraidness. Continue our wonderful talk. Next Wednesday, 5 o'clock, then or then. What's your best time? Then people continue. And you can also say, if you don't want to talk, that's also totally fine. If we get some line that they have an escape, wonderful. Because this kind of escape, it brings them quicker to you. It's a magnetical power. We give them the opportunity to say no, and that's magic. Because then there is no pressure. And this is a profession of love. This is a profession of really serving people. The intention is not the money. The intention is how many people I can serve in this life.
Have you ever actually picked a number for that?
No, I am always. Okay. No number. I'm always how many people I can serve. So, and if I don't have a conversation, then I miss something.
But you never said to yourself, I want to serve 5,000 plus people in this lifetime. Okay, you never put a goal.
No. I'm always
what's your view on goals? Do you believe in goals, or do you believe more in intentions? Or
it's double. I believe in goal. I know goals. Having a goal, it works because you have something to. Of course, it depends a little bit of the human being. For some people, it works. For some people, not. I live a life without any goal. I'm in now, and I have absolutely zero expectations. But that works for me. I work also with clients. I set many goals because I know this goal is working for them. This is not for everybody. I also say to people, my coaching is not for everybody. I have a special type of coaching, direct. I skip over the bullshit. That's not for everybody. Some people want to stay in the bullshit and want somebody who goes with their drama. I don't be that kind of coach. I never go with your drama. Many people talk 30 years to a therapist. They have nice talks, but nothing changed.
Yeah.
You know, it's if we can that kind of direct, that works because not so many people do that.
Yeah. I if I think about that, I do realize there were times during my coaching where I indeed was too scared to actually tell someone what it was like, because I was like, you know, what if they're not going to like me anymore? You know, and that has been, of course. But of course, I tried to be as aware of that as possible, and indeed be that person that tells them shit that their friends wouldn't, because they also can talk to their friends. And the moment that I realized that like I'm not their friend, I don't want to be their friend. I'm going to be that guy that says the stuff that the friends don't say. That's why they pay you.
Yeah.
That's when I get interesting.
Yeah, that's also the point of when you have a prospect and you telling them the fees. it's always smart to never end with telling them the fees, because then the conversation stops and they have in their mind the fees. And that's not a real smart ending point, because then they're going to talk to their spouse and the spouse says, to the partner, and they say, what? You're going to pay that? You can also talk to me for free.
Yeah.
So it's very important for all coaches that if we communicate our fees, and I recommend not working by hour, but make a fee for 3, 6, and 12 months. And if you are a beginner, you can also say a little package of 6 weeks. And then always offer, like, including is 2 or 3 coaching calls a month. And you are the lifeline. So if there's something in between these conversations, what not can wait to the other conversation, we implementate spot coaching. It's a little talk by phone or Zoom or whatever, by 10 or 15 minutes. So people, the only thing, just what people buy is the thing, they don't have to do it alone for 3, 6, or 12 months. You don't have to do it alone. Now you are together with me, and my heart is big enough for you.
I think that's beautiful.
Just when people are counting, like, oh yeah, but this is then the hour range. No, there is no hour range. I always say, what you buy is, you don't have to do it alone. I'm always thinking at you behind our talks. You can always WhatsApp or email me when there's something. And as an extra, it's 3 talks a month. So that's at the last part.
Yeah. That is, I love that. I like it.
It's really because if we want to it's a transformation thing. We want to also see that transformation. And there's some people, they need every week, 3 weeks a month is for me. But some people it's too much. Then we say, okay, two times a month. It depends. Some people cannot process. I'm a quick talker. For some people, they cannot process. So then it's 1 hour enough. For some people, I knew a coach. It was a client of Steve Chandler. 10 minutes. He did 10-minute coaching.
Oh, crazy.
And it works wonderful. And then he said,
yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, and he said, I'm gonna do it in 5 minutes. Because he had every week 5 minutes with clients. And then he find out 5 minutes was really too short. And then he go back to 10 minutes.
There's a book about that, right? I'm not sure if I'm confusing people now, but is he the guy with the book about tennis, where he used to be this tennis coach and he used to coach people in between sets? So in between the games, he would come to the player and just do quick coaching because they had to continue the game.
No, there's another one. But this is a nice story.
Yeah, it's. I think that is very interesting. It has to be possible. I don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah, you can experimentate with that. It's always if I tell you, what if we experimentate with that? Like, to put it as an experiment. Yeah. People love it. Also clients. It's not like we have to do it forever. That's too big. We have to make it small. Like, what if we experimentate with this 1 week?
Yeah.
Only 1 week as an experiment. Yeah. So after this week, looking back, we can talk about it, how it felt. But it's important that you really do the experiment. Because if you fail in the experiment, then we cannot look back. Honest.
Yeah.
So in the experiment of 1 week, 1 day, 2 days, then you are the one who put your ego aside and ask your employees, what are you thinking of my idea? Instead of, I expect you do A, B, C.
Yeah.
What if we experimentate only 1 week with not doing that anymore? We say, not I expect that. We say, what I want is A, B, C. And my question to you is, Jimmy, what are your thoughts about it? And then
what if people don't do it? What if people don't do it? What if people come back to you after a week and they're like, oh, sorry, experiment failed?
With this experiment? No, with this experiment? Oh, Okay, just when the clients, after 1 week say, I didn't know, no, I don't fire them. Then we're gonna talk about what's the struggling. Where
Yeah,
is
okay.
that? We're gonna like treasure hunting, because in many times in this kind of cases, conditioning, there are old
Yeah.
traumas, and we have to go a little bit back, not as a therapist, but like, okay, because of that, when they were young, they didn't do it because of really survive, and it really
Yeah, exactly.
survived. And we have to know, to make clear, now in this life you should survive. It's only talking. This is not you as a child, and they are thinking from the child perspective.
Because I remember that I coached someone in the past, and I implemented that as well, being like, okay, let's do this for let's experiment with it for a week. I think it was about something with that he wanted to quit alcohol or some addiction thing, and he agreed on the experiment. He was like, yeah, well, let's do it for a week. I think we can do that. And then when I talked to him again, I asked him, how did it go? And he said that he did it, but he had also talked to his doctor the day after our conversation, and the doctor had said that it was okay if he drank 2 beers a week.
Yeah.
And so he came back being like, so I just drank 2 beers. So the experiment went totally all right. I just drank 2 beers a week. And I was like, so I sort of didn't know what to do, because I didn't want to go against what the doctor had said, but I thought we had a different, we said something different. So I didn't really know where to go with that, whether to tell him that. And in the end, of course, right now I'm like, oh, I just should have said this, and just be real. What would you have done in that scenario?
No, what you can do is you can make another experiment. You can say, what if we, and maybe 3 days or 1 day, depends. Maybe 1 week is for some people too big.
Yeah.
Sometimes with alcohol, can you be sober, clean for 24 hours as an experiment? 24 hours. No, 24 hours is possible.
Yeah.
But if you do a week and somebody, because this is escaping. This is somebody who...
Yeah, exactly. He just found something that worked better.
In his mind, he was totally fine, because there was a good reason for him.
Yeah, exactly.
For him, it was really like, Mick, don't fight to me. I have a very good reason. Call the doctor.
Yeah.
The point is, what you can do then is you can make an agreement with him and say, what if we do this for 1 week and we stop all the bullshit? We don't call anybody. There is no escape room. Is 7 days too long? 5, 4, 3? How many days? Because it has to be doable for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
7 days too long. Maybe people are like, oh. And if he can do that 2 or 3 days, if the agreement, we can really set an agreement like, so don't call anybody. This is really not drinking nothing, only water. And if it makes it easy, give all the alcohol away. Don't have it in your house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
And but then the agreement was maybe not. He had something to escape.
Yeah, exactly. It was he chose the easier option, because also that, I mean, the doctor is quite an authority figure that can.
Maybe this gentleman, there was not really the one to yet.
Yeah, true. So
it was more like,
therefore, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, if they're really the one to, and sometimes I say to clients, if you don't really want to, for me it's okay. Drink.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that reminds me of something that always stuck with me. That I think we had a conversation, and you told me, you asked me the question, like, what if somebody comes to you and they tell you that they want to change their weight? I think it was something about that. And then I was like, okay, well, we'll figure out how much weight they want to lose and like how they want to get there. And then you were like, no, but I didn't say lose weight. I said change weight. Like, what if this person comes to you and is super fat but wants to be even more fat? Yeah. And then you start to fill in that they want to lose weight, but that might not even be the thing that they want. Yeah.
No, it's the same as when people. That's also something you have to learn, because we are human beings, so we have judgments and we fill in, And the point is to be very neutral as a coach. So somebody say to you, I'm 200 pounds, I'm so fat. The question is then, what do you want? Do you want to be more fat or less fat?
Yeah.
Because I can help you with both. It's not what I think.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
If somebody don't want to stop drinking, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's fine. If somebody say to me, I think I want to make suicide, because then I can say something like, okay, you don't want to die. I think you don't want to live. Yeah, okay. What's more clear? I say you don't want to live or you want to die? No, I don't want to live in this life. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then sometimes it depends of the situation and depends of the client.
Yeah, of course.
Then I don't go with the drama. I say really like, okay, let's find some bridge. And how do you want to do it?
But okay, yeah.
No, and then that's a little bit confronting.
Yeah.
Then they look at me and they say, most of the time, no. I want to, no, that's way too far.
Yeah.
Because, but what they need, it's I think very good that we put pieces that the client feels this is somebody who is real.
Yeah.
Because if somebody decides, some people on this planet, suicide. This is life.
Yeah.
And who am I to say, no. For me, it's better you don't. Some people, this is the solution. For some people. Not everybody surround them, they don't like it. Some people really don't want to live anymore. It's possible.
Yeah.
And who am I to see it, to change them because of my perception? Maybe it's more honest to find out, is this really what you want?
Yeah.
Because if it's really what you want, it is. Most of the people in coaching, they talk about the total opposite. That what they say to us as coaches is not the truth. It's the opposite. Some people say, I want to change my job. They don't want to change. This is something more. We have to go deeper. So if we directly jump on, okay, let's change the job. What do you like? The coaching thing is, okay, let's talk about that. Why do you want to change the job? And is it really true that you want to change the job? Let's go a little bit just so challenge the question.
Yeah.
I want 1 million. Why? Because I want to live free and want to see my children more. Okay. What if we start on working at something that you can see your children more? And if we do that and it's working as plan 2, we're going to work at 1 million. Because they're separate things.
Yeah. That's funny.
Interesting, eh?
It helps. No, yeah, I love that. I mean, what came up was that I used to, when I was younger, when I just quit my studies and I wanted to go travel and stuff like that.
You look young. When I was younger, I was 3.
All those years ago.
In my early days.
Yeah. No, I always wanted to travel, but I always wanted money so that I could travel.
Yeah.
But then I found this flight to Budapest from Eindhoven for €2.
Yeah. Oh, that's cheap.
That was crazy cheap. But that was the moment where that shifted for me. I was like, I don't want money. I just want to travel like this. And it's possible. I can already do this. I don't need usually we're hunting this thing. And because we're so much striving towards that, we completely forgot why we're doing it. And of course I took that flight and I kept things going like that. I took so many cheap flights because abundance doesn't always come in the form of money. It's opportunity. It's those things. So that resonates what you said.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And there's also in the coaching job that if your intention is not money and your intention is helping other people, and you go in conversations and you shift conversations on the street in real sessions.
Yeah.
And in these real sessions, you communicate your fee. That's very important. Always, that we always find a point to communicate is also for many coaches difficult.
Yeah.
Because when we want to communicate, there's something like, oh, what if, and what if they think, blah, 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 blah. But this is on a natural, this is like gravity. This is a rule of nature, is when we talk to people, have communications on the street or in our life, and we shift this kind of communications into sessions. Like, let's continue in a real session. That's my profession, so I can show you what I do. And maybe I can help you. And maybe after 1 or 2 sessions, you can further with your life. That's the intention. And maybe if you want to continue, I can tell you more about that, but that's not the issue. The main issue is helping a human being. If you do that, you get a full calendar. Always. Because out of this conversation, that is the creation of clients.
Yeah. That really makes me realize that indeed it doesn't matter who I coach. It literally, I thought I would prefer other people. It's just a human being. We're all human beings.
So the niche, did I talk about the niche?
Yeah, no, you said that you literally don't need everyone with a heartbeat. I'm not sure if you said it in the recording.
But many people, many coaches, they learn, I have to find a niche.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because then you're sitting in an airplane, have a wonderful conversation with somebody, and you have a real connection, and you feel already, this is helpful. This lady is already changing.
Yeah.
And then this lady say, how can I work with you? And you say, wait, I only coach rodeo clowns.
Yeah.
Are you a rodeo clown? No, sorry, cannot help you.
Yeah.
That's infinity.
No, yeah, that's true. I think that's true. But then why did it happen? Why did we get taught that?
Because it's also about the fear of profession. It's the fear of, I only want to be coached by a real professional in this area.
Ah, that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got to put yourself somewhere as the expert, and you got to, like that.
But most people, I talk to many people, also really in high positions. Most of the people on this planet are doing something. They are doing something. They're doing something. They think I do what I do and I don't know.
Yeah.
The most of the people are doing something like that. And it looks like, wow. But I talk to these people and I know all this insecurity, and it's so important for people to that people from the outside. How many parents are so happy to talk to the buddies on the golf course? My daughter is going to college to be a lawyer, to study medicine. And then the buddies say, oh, wow, Jim, great. And then when we zoom in the daughter, she don't want to do that. She wants to be a painter. But the father said, there's no money in painting. Choose law or medicine. Most of the people really have this kind of lives,
Yeah.
Really deep shit, because it's forcing, pushing, it's how people see us. I believe in, if my son, it's my belief, want to play guitar in the village and he is happy, I give him a good guitar and he can do guitar lessons, and I hope he have a wonderful life. Because if he do that and he is high on the ladder of luck, that's not the highest thing we can reach. And when everybody say, yeah, but guitar. But if you really feel good in what you do, what do you want more?
Yeah.
So
like
I also coach people to choose for a demotion instead of a promotion. Because many people who really have the guts to go in a demotion, they get a higher on the ladder of luck.
Yeah.
Because for some people, and then people say in the company, well, what? Yeah, I choose for a lower function. What? Less responsibility. And oh man, the stress is gone. Or children to stay longer in one class. This is a present. These are the gifts in life for children. Less pressure.
Yeah.
But the society thinks,
Yeah.
these are losers.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite. They're the winners.
True. That's real. I love that.
Many information, and you can look this back.
Yeah. No, but it's true because I recognize this, of course, from, I mean, I have talked about it before with other coaches about these things as well. I literally got programmed like this too. What I'm doing right now and the steps that I'm taking are completely going against everything that my parents believed in, even to the point where I'm triggering them in such a level that I know that what I'm doing is what they actually would have wanted to do, but never could do, exactly for the reasons that I almost didn't do it. So that, of course, that is difficult, and it really resonates what you say. It's beautiful that we help people with that.
Yeah, and what we can also go deeper, and we can understand our parents.
Yeah,
I understand it. It's when we sit on that chair and we look at us. Of course, there's something of, I think, there's more chance to have a better life.
Yeah.
It's love, eh? This is also love. And that's the thing. It's like letting it go. Not to, because if we really do the pressure on this kind of things, there's really no space. We need to give some space, and then children can walk, or people can walk, employees, and your partner. If we really press too much, there's really no space to walk. And it is in the space people can move. Super interesting. If we give space also to clients, this is the way you can work with me, and if you don't want to work with me, it's also totally fine. I still love you. It's okay. I am here, and if you want, you can work with me, and if you don't want, it's perfect, because we need clients and money, but not particular their money.
That is very true. No, I like that one. Thanks for this, for having this conversation with me. I want to ask you a last question. What is, in your opinion, an extraordinary coach?
An extraordinary coach, somebody who listens to people, somebody who pull himself out of the conversation. So if you're going to make a picture of the coaching conversation, the coach is not on the picture. Just they give the client, because when the client is on the level of, what a wonderful coach.
That one.
That's okay. But extraordinary is when the client thinks, I'm doing great.
Yeah. There's that analogy.
I'm doing great. I am doing great. So, it's behind you as a coach. If we can put the spotlight on the client, and sometimes this is also the thing of role reversal, that the client is gonna want to make a role reversal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We have to put the spotlight back on them so quick as possible. Because it's they pay, it's their game, it's there. If we can really, like a horse, we when people ask me, well, how many clients you have, I say, only one, the one I work with. So laser focus, there's nothing more, only the client, nothing more. There's everything is gone, it's only the client. Really laser focus and listen, because if we practice with really implementate piece of silence in conversations and be comfortable in the uncomfortable, because in that kind of situations the client can go deeper. And if we interpretate, then we put it away, and then it's, oh man, it's a lose, because then we think my words are more important than what the client wants to say. That's not the way it works.
Yeah. I knew that until I also had a coach who.
Lizzie! Hey, Lizzie!
Hello.
Hey! Lizzie's coming to visit us.
Funny.
This is also good. This is also good.
I love that.
Because if this is a good example. Coaches who work on Zoom, children are coming in. Yeah. Relax, it's okay. You want to say something, say hello. Yeah. You want a puzzle, and they're gone. No pressure. Yeah. Most coaches I know, they are directly in the modus of,
Yeah.
If we do that, then super example for coaches who watch now, who have children. If the child is coming in the coaching conversation, hi Jim, hi Lizzie, this is Mick. Do you want to say hello?
Yeah.
Totally fine. We're human beings. We're no robots. It's okay. And if we do that, you see, this was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But what do you think when I say, don't come in?
Yeah.
Don't come in this room. This is not doable for children. Yeah. Because it's okay. I always say, I have a conversation and you're welcome to enjoy. Welcome to be in a conversation.
I love that. Again, the space.
This is it. But this is nice. This is proof. This is a live example. But sorry to interrupt you. You.
I love it. Thank you for adding that to it.
Because this is something most of the coaches work in the houses, in home, and in holidays, and think, there are children. You're welcome. And sometimes I put them, continue. And they feel it's not really funny anymore because there is no resistance.
Yeah. And I believe everything happens for a reason, so that.
Yeah, this was necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very spiritual. So this is all for a reason. Somebody who's watching now, it's a reason too. Yeah. You need it. It comes when you need it.
It's funny that if you want to take it to the spiritual point, it's 1313 right now that we're watching it, that we're talking about this. I'm not really the one who believes in those things, but I always find it interesting when it happens.
I love the numbers, but I am really interested in the spiritual things, but I'm always with the feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Because this is a life. We live in a game, and it's also a commercial game. So, yeah, we can, but we can use it as a tool. Yeah, exactly. When people are open for it. Exactly. No pressure, all fine.
It's all permission slips. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. No, to get back to what I was saying about the silences.
I think I'm free. I'm frozen.
Oh, I still see you. I still see you move as well.
Oh, perfect. Super.
Okay. Another interruption. I'll just not tell the story. No, I'm kidding. The being silent in a coaching conversation, and like as a coach holding that space, I knew it was important until I had this coach who was coaching me, and he didn't do that. And I thought that was so interesting to experience it like that too, because every time I noticed myself going into my thoughts or like thinking about something that he said or letting an insight sink in, he just marched over it. And then I don't know, the first few times I was like, what's happening? That's an interesting coaching style. But then I told him like, hey, I need some space. Like when you give me an insight, I need some space. And that was also the realization of it's also you and the client. It's not just you as a coach. It's not just the client. You're doing it together. You're having a conversation together, and you're going to try and make it as good as possible for, well, the client, which is me. So if I want a bit more silence, I can just tell the coach to like, hey, this is how I work. I don't know how you work like this, but let's work together on this one. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I see what you're doing right there. It's funny. I wanna slowly round it off. Thanks for being here with me and having that conversation. I really feel inspired. I feel excited. I like it.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Thanks. Is there anything any note that you want to end it on? Anything that you want to say to everyone who's listening?
If somebody is there who want to have a conversation, they can contact me and they can talk. So maybe there is something that somebody, there's a click with this guy. It's possible.
Yeah.
They can email me, and we got a conversation, and there's no expectation because it's only a talk to help. And I love also to help coaches. That the profession goes on and on.
Yeah.
And last thing I want to say is that in this silence, dus in the moment, if you are a beginner in coaching, in the moment you feel uncomfortable in silence, that the first feeling of, oh man, this is uncomfortable. That's the moment to start being silent.
Yeah.
Dus if you be really quiet, and there is a moment after that you feel uncomfortable, that's the beginning of being. And then some people in Zoom say, are you frozen? Are you there? I say, yeah, I'm there. I'm still listening to you. Because when we give people the space to really be in complete silence, people don't have that.
Yeah.
Where in life, if we have conversations, it's impossible. Because most of the people are not listening. They are looking for the ending of your story.
Yeah. Their opportunity to talk.
Yeah. And the Indians, that's a beautiful thing. If you do relationship coaching, you can also do it with a stick of something like a stone. Then you can say, when you pick the stone, then you can talk. And nobody else can talk. And if I put the stone back on the table, then somebody else, it's also possible that nobody want to talk. But what's possible is that somebody take the stone and they can talk. And then you make an agreement that you say, okay, we really respect it. So if I have the stone and I don't talk, everybody's silent too.
Yeah.
Because then I know I don't have to fight to talk.
Yeah.
Because most of the people, they are afraid when I stop talking, the other one. Does they stay talking? So this is a wonderful tool for people in relationship coaching.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, you taught me a lot again. I really like it. Thanks for having this chat.
You're welcome, Mick. Thank you for having me.
I love it. Thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you next week.